Alright, I'm gonna go get a different chair. Because this one kind of squeaky. So Vance is live. I'm at Bendy1 streams. Yeah, I see that on Vance's. Yeah. I think that's good for cams. But I don't know where or which thing Scuti will be at. He's probably be a minute anyway, yeah. I gotta mute the group chat just so they're not a pain. And in the meantime, I'll get some music going. I guess we'll just do like lo-fi. Cause lo-fi is kind of chill and you don't really go wrong. Lo-fi beats, yeah, whatever. Alright, and then I gotta figure that out. I think that's a good level, but I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, Vance warming up. Yeah, Scuti will probably need a minute because he's I saw him just doing the interview a couple minutes ago. Yeah, so go ahead, take like 10, maybe even 15 minutes to go warm up. Scuti will probably need to warm up a little bit too. And figure out how to stream, so. The only thing I don't really like about lo-fi is my teacher, or like I hear it a lot of English class, and I'm not really a big fan of that. That's about it, yeah. You know. Wait, why? I don't know. I'm not just like an English person. Like they just play lo-fi in that class. So, and I'm not like a big fan of English or my teacher. So, that's the So it just reminds me of that, and they play like this exact soundtrack. But I kind of just troll in that class because I'm low, because it's low key kind of easy. So I just kind of troll. Oh, that was a nice line setup. Whatever Vance just did. That was kind of cool. Vance, we'll get the line. But he's just warming up. I'm gonna ping Scuti to see. He says he's setting up the stream. Okay, awesome. Yeah. I mean, I like taking restreams. I think this is only my second or third one of the season, and the season's over, but if I have the opportunity to watch and commentate two top players, then I'm gonna do that. Nice adjustment, wow. I don't think I would have done that. Like, I do a lot of adjustments, but Vance does some that I don't even see, man. And I do some crazy ones sometimes. Yeah, it's probably smart not to go for the tuck, because you probably lose the ass, especially for high up. Wow, okay. This is some high level gameplay. I'm gonna check the standings to see how important this match is. Okay. So it looks like Vance is already going to be relegated. Because I know Tommy's dropping out, which means only one person. Well, how much do you get for a win? I think you get 8 points. Right? If you get a sweep, so Vance can't catch up. But we gotta finish the season, and if Vance can get a big win against Scuti, that'd be pretty cool. At least I think. Yeah, Tommy said he's not gonna play his last match against me, so that's a rough position to be in. There's a line. Only needs 3 more Tetrises for the max out. Yeah, I agree with that double. Needs of the line's getting a little high. Would love a line for the left. Okay, that'll work. He's gonna be. He's only got one more burn. So he's got to set up like left well, or if he wants to max out. Still a good game. Let me see what Scuti's doing. He said, I'm setting up the stream. Okay. Should have gone left well. Yeah, could have. Could have, would have, should have. Yeah. What difference does it? Yeah, I mean, a max out's kind of like an arbitrary number. You know? 978 is still better than. It's like above average game. Pride for me. Yeah. Well, Scuti's already in the playoffs, but I think. Well, because I think Tommy's dropping out, so I think everybody else is kind of already guaranteed, and I think it matters for seeding. Like, yeah. Well, you played like your individual games were really great. Like I remember when I played, like you got some max outs. Like you played really well, like overall. And I didn't necessarily play well, but it's just the matchup sometimes. There's room to. Well, that's for everybody except Andy, right? And even Andy gets better. Here's Blue Scuti. All right. All right, I found it. All right, let me just set it up. Dude, there's like people behind Scuti. Oh my god, that's so cool. Right, because he's in Boston right now. Dude. That's so awesome. Hi, Jedi Evan. Welcome to the stream. So there's Scuti. No more rolling? Yeah. Turn on your Hertz and input display. Dude, this is so cool. There we go, we got Scuti Cam. Here, wait, does he have more space? No, he doesn't. Hi, guys! Who is that? I can't really... Is that... I can't tell. Is that Shake? There's Shake and a couple others. Let me know about music volume. Because I can't really hear it. I probably should, if I'm gonna be taking more restreams, especially like high level ones like these, I should probably figure out like an actual decent streaming setup. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and put in the seed in the chat. So put that in, and when you're all ready. Yeah, it hurts an input display here. Y'all know the drill. Best of 5, DAS only. Nine, 8, E, 8, 1, F. Gotta mute my thing. 9, 8, E, 8, 1, 5. Vance, you had the wrong seed. Yeah. It's F. Yeah. That seems good. So yeah, okay, 9, 8, E, 8, 1, F. So we're going to count down game number 1 of this match. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. So this is a high-level match. It's Division 1. Best of the best. DAS League. Scuti is currently 2-2 in his matches. He's currently in 4th place overall. And I'm pretty sure this is more of a seeding match for Scuti. We'll see how he's seeded in the playoffs. Vance had a bit of a rough season, 0-4. This is his last match. Playing for pride, as he cannot make the playoffs currently. But Scuti's already in the playoffs, but we'll see how he's seeded. Currently he's seeded 4th. I believe if Scuti loses at least 3-1, he will be 3rd seed. If he wins this match, yeah, so he's either going to be 3rd seed or 4th seed. If he gets swept, he will be 4th seed. Anything else, he will be 3rd seed. Vance, obviously trying to get a sweep. As a pride, obviously, you want to win as best as you can. Both these players are really good. Yeah. This is going to be the last match of Division 1A, as Tommy and I cannot play, as Tommy is forfeiting his last match. Alright, so we're off and running, about neck and neck. Vance is going to take the double, get Tetris ready. Scuti's going to get a Tetris. Scuti with about 1 Tetris lead. Still early, and he's got a bit of an uncomfortable stack. But he's going to try to resolve it. Nice burn, and he's going to get out of that. Alright, 190, 191. Now it's a little closer, but, you know. I'm going to close all my tabs. Hopefully that speeds it up a little. Less drop frames. Yeah, that seemed to help. Yeah, still close. Can't get much closer, actually. Both players about 200k at 50 lines. It's pretty good. So with DAS, Scuti is at Boston currently. You can see the crowd behind him. He played... Oh, that's a real rough misshot from Scuti. Let's see if he can get out of this. He needs a... You would love a J. He's going to get... he puts it in the center. That might cost him the game. Love an L. Needs a square to the left. That's going to be it. Vance takes game number 1. GG's. Yeah, we're gonna increment here. This ain't CTM. Scuti incremented twice, so if Scuti can unincrement, that'd be great. Or I guess Vance. Yeah, Vance. Okay, don't change it back because I'm gonna count it down. All right, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. We incremented twice. Does it matter? No. Let's just go and play. Square Z S, I think. Yeah. Alright, game number 2. Bit of a real rough misdraw for Scuti at the end of game number 1. We're gonna see if he can fight back, do a little better. Yeah, he's just has a bit of a rough board right now. High in the center. Well, Vance has 2 Tetrises under his belt this game. Yeah, okay, Scuti's now clean. Still not the greatest stack, but now Vance now with a little bit of a bag of stack, but he's going to get a long bar. He's going to burn it down, and he's going to get a Tetris. Scuti's also going to get his first Tetris. So Vance up by about 2, but he's also ahead of lines. So, both these players, very talented. You can see the long bar count on this scene specifically. So you can see that Vance is ahead by 3 long bars in the piece sequence. But these players have delay, so it shouldn't really matter. But Scuti, when playing in person, because he's in person right now, you can see the pieces of your opponent and watch ahead of time. Wow, those some nice adjustments from Vance. He had 2 back to back. And you can see ahead of time what you need to catch up. Alright, it's early days. Vance is ahead by 4 lines, but up by about a Tetris and a half. But he's kind of high. Yeah, I agree with that move. Just get the well open. He's pretty high. Getting droughted. He's going to miss the line over. He's going to top out at 179. Scuti is a small chase down, but he's going to be in the same drought that Vance was in. So let's see if he can hold out. He's going to get his line. Has only 15,000 more points to chase down. This is not exactly free because he's in a little bit of a dig, but should be not easy, but should be possible. A line would seal it. Some more burns would seal it. There's the line for the Tetris and the win. Game number 2 will go to Blue Scuti. GG's. How are we incrementing by 2? You logged into Twitch? Alright. Good luck, have fun. Yeah. DCEF1F, we have the same seed. We're just gonna wait for Scuti to ready up and then we'll start game number 3. Scuti frozen? No, it doesn't look frozen. Scuti, I don't think you're ready to... Okay, there we go. Now we can start. Game number 3, starting in 3, 2, 1, and Tetris. Alright, first 2 games. It's the holiday season, they exchange gifts. It's a bit of a rough starting seed. Squares and S's. A nice T-spin setup. Well done. Scuti, set up for the perfect clear, will not get it. Vance will get a Tetris. Scuti's gonna get his Tetris. And I really enjoyed watching. I didn't watch all of Boston. I only watched like the Scuti meme match. But the format seems like a really fun thing to play. Like with all the different rules, like it's. I don't know who comes up with it. Well, Fractal comes up with it. It's his event. It seems really interesting and fun to play. Alright, it's about neck and neck. 70,000 points-ish for both. Vance with a couple, with a pretty jagged stack. But he should be... That's a nasty square. It's another 2 more squares. Wow. And another. This is diggable, but Vance shouldn't rest too easy. With that double, he's going to be back down to safety. Scuti's now pretty high. Similar situation to Vance. With love and L, gets it. And covers the long bar dependency. And he's going to be clean and set up for a Tetris. And then both players are going to get a simul Tetris, but using different long bars. Yeah. Montreal is playing right now, so I'm just going to check the score. I can't watch the game, obviously, right now. It's 1-1. Alright. Scores are still pretty close, but Scuti is behind in lines. So he's got the pace lead and now the real-time score lead. It's not by very much. And we're only 50 lines in. So it's close. Scuti with love and L. He's just going to tuck with a T and get the second tuck. No place for the S, so he's going to hope for... He's going to get 2 beautiful pieces to burn it out. Now the scores are close again, but Scuti's still behind in the lines. In the line count. So he's gonna take the real-time score lead and the pace lead. Das is very, very volatile, even at 18, as we saw in the previous 2 games. So, you know, it's very possible. You can see players play much safer than with rolling or even tapping. And just try to play well. You know, play low, play safe, keep that left build out, and adjustments are very important. Adjustments are very, very important with DAS, because if you don't adjust for certain pieces, then you're missing out on a lot of pace potential in a lot of games. With rolling, you just put the pieces anywhere, but you got to maximize your space. With DAS, Vance had an early shift. It's not going to be detrimental, but he would love a T-piece for the T-spin now. And he's not going to get it in time, so he's just going to have to find an alternate solution. But that's going to cause Vance to take some burns, and Scuti's now going to have a bigger lead than before. Not by a whole lot, but it's going to matter as we come up to the 19 transition, which is not at 100 lines like in Boston. It's going to be at the usual 130 lines. Vance is going to try to set up center well, try to keep some pace. He's going to get the center well Tetris. And we'll see if he tries to move it back over to the right, which he will. Scuti, been playing more clean, is definitely ahead now in lines, in pace, and in score. But Vance will have to try to catch up in the last couple parts of 18 and in 19. And possibly even 29 if needed. Scuti would love a J piece here. He's not going to burn with the L piece when he had the chance, and that's going to cause him to need to burn more lines. A good adjustment with the J piece. He's already at 500k. Vance is going to get a bad square and going to transition with this burn at 482,000. Scuti now is in a little bit of a dig right before transition, but he's going to get most of the way out of it, and he's going to Tetris in at 537,000. So decent scores, about average, going into 19. Now 19 play and 29 play decides the whole game. Scuti up by about 2 Tetrises, and with the cleaner stack and behind in lines. Scuti is a couple holes, but he's going to get a Tetris. Should be able to burn this out, and he does. Vance is much higher. Still diggable, but it's going to be pretty rough, especially with that overhang. See if he gets the tuck. Yeah, that's bad. He's getting kind of S-burst. He gets the quick tap. The line gets his quick tap with the S. We'll see if he gets another line. He doesn't. Needs a square. Gonna get the square over. Needs a 3 flat piece. Gets the L over. Bad. That's a bad L, and he's gonna be done at 507. And Scuti, we'll take game number 2. Yeah, when you're high up with Das, you kind of just have to stack for the pieces you need. And just hope to God you get them. And if you don't, you just top out. GG's. Next seed is going to be, because we're incrementing by 2, I'm not too sure why, but it's going to be FE, E81, F. Alright, we're both ready. Start up game number 4 in 4, 3, 2, 1, and Tetris. Vance will now need to win both of the remaining games in order to win the set. Scuti just needs to win 1 out of the 2 games to win the set. Scuti's going to set the long bar up. He's going to Aki bar early, and that's going to cause his stack to be pretty jagged. Going to get a T-spin. That's going to help his stack, but he needs a square and a J or an L. He's going to get a Tetris. Vance with 3 Tetrises in a row. Now he's going to take a burn. But it's still early. Vance is ahead by 2 Tetrises. Also ahead by 7 lines. Now Scuti is the better stack. Scuti will love a J or an L. L is no good anymore. So a J or even a line for the line spin. He's going to find an alternate solution. which involves about 5-ish burns, which is better than Vance, who's in a bit of a dig. We're going to see how he tries to solve this. Scuti with an overhang, but he's going to get the square. Now he's going to set up column 8. Not a bad move. It's what I would have done. He's going to get the Tetris and try to transition back to the right. Vance is clean out of his dig. He's Tetris ready. Just waiting for the line, and he's going to get it for the Tetris. Alright, it's about even now. Vance is ahead by 8 lines. And Scuti is ahead in the score. So Scuti, much like the last game, is ahead just a bit in the pace and the score and the lines. But it's still very close. Anybody's game. And it's early on, only 50 lines in. Both players with a simul Tetris. I'm not quite too sure how Scuti is streaming himself. I'm sure it's not that complicated. You have a computer and a capture card and you can do it. But he's probably not as comfortable because he's probably not playing on his home TV. Of course, that every little thing that's different does make a difference. Even no matter how small. Alright, still close, but Vance close in score, but Vance is still ahead in the line count. Scuti gets some bad squares, so he's gonna have to burn 5 lines at least. He's gonna burn the 5 lines and get the Tetris right after. That's going to allow Vance to take a bit of a lead. But Scuti's still ahead in pace if he gets the Tetris here. Vance with a bit of a misdrop. He's going to get a square. And now he's 1 row off the bottom. We'll see if he tries to burn it down. But it looks like he's going to go for the Tetris. We'll level line right now, and he's going to get it to uncover the hole. And now it's a little bit closer. Only 7 lines of difference. Scuti's gonna get a Tetris to take the lead. I wonder if I should talk more directly into my microphone or if I talk any which direction, if it matters. Who the heck knows? Scuti 1 Tetris behind in lines, 1 Tetris ahead in score. Vance takes the lead, Scuti takes it back. So yeah, it's a close game. Not too many big digs or mess ups. Nice Z-spin. Tetris for Scuti. Yeah. Looks like we're in a bit of a drought now, but Vance is going to get a Tetris. Vance is a little high. Not going to go for the S flat. Just going to try to burn it down, especially right before transition. Vance is getting... There's another drought. So, yeah, it's still not ending. Scuti is in the drought too. Right before transition, it's about what you would expect. Because, of course, you're going to get a drought right before transition. Yeah. Still getting droughted. What the heck is this drought? Vance is going to burn in. Still getting droughted. He's finally going to get the Tetris. Jesus Christ. Let's see how Scuti deals with the same drought. He's going to take the same triple Vance did. Now Scuti's going to be pretty high, much like Vance was. There's the line. And another one. So both players surviving the possibly 30-piece drought or higher. Especially since there's another drought just right before it. Yeah. We're off in post. Scuti with about a 2 Tetris lead. And still behind a couple lines. Nice quick tap for Vance. Now Vance has got to try to catch up. Play efficiently because Scuti's stacking well and playing efficient. Scuti would love a T. Z's going to have to do. He's going to get a Tetris. And now almost 100,000 point lead, and that happened so quickly. Vance is just going to burn it down. Scuti's going to get another Tetris, but he had a bit of a misdrop. It's not too dangerous, but it's going to cost him. So this is Vance's opportunity to try to catch up, because he is clean. I just love a line. He's not Tetris ready anymore. Now he's Tetris ready. He's getting droughted. There's another drought. Vance lost fast when he got the line, but at least his stack is clean. He's going to get a Tetris. Now he's got to try to catch up the 100,000 points. He's going to get a Tetris. 2 more Tetrises and he'd be neck and neck with Scuti. But now Scuti's clean. Vance is pretty high. He's going to block the well when the line comes, but he's going to get a Tetris. Now he's within 1 and change, but he's also ahead in the line count. Love a J. T's going to have to do. Yeah. Scuti's going to get two big Tetrises to make it another 100,000 point lead. Vance now needs 2 Tetrises and change just to catch up, and then needs to get more on top of that. Because Scuti's running hot. Scuti's clean and getting Tetrises. He's on max out pace. And Vance is going to need to really put on the efficiency. Maybe even try to go for 5 or 6 Tetrises here. He should try to go for all 5 Tetrises if he really wants a chance of winning this game. He's got 3 burns to do it. But he's still down by over 2 Tetrises. Or about 2 Tetrises exactly. Vance is going to take his final burns. He's going to try to go for 3 more Tetrises to have a chance, possibly even another one. Nice adjustment. He should try to set up center well if he can. He's not going to. Yeah, but Scuti's just playing so efficiently. Vance needs a Tetris that will put him in the lead, but Scuti still has 2 more Tetrises. So even if Scuti topped out, Vance is going to get his final Tetris. He's going to be done at 9:53. But Scuti's too efficient. Triple would give him a max out, but he's just going to burn it. Not going to get the max out, but 995 is good enough to beat 953. GG's, good match. 3-1 for Blue Scooter. So, well played last game for both players. Great job. And that's going to be it for Division 1A. So Blue Scuti will beat, I believe it's going to be AV Geek at 4th seed, Blue Scuti at 3rd seed, Alex T is 2nd seed, and Bendy is going to be at 1st seed for the playoffs for Division 1A. So it's been a great preseason. Vance, unfortunately, not going to be able to make the playoffs this time. But he played well. All of his sets, he got high scores. Finals of Dats Masters? Yeah, of course. For Scuti and Vance. I'm not too sure what the bracket looks like, because I don't think they finalized it yet. And in Division 1B, it's going to be either, depending on how Salted Sofa did against Gio, he's either in the playoffs or not. Or Tegamex in the playoffs. So the playoffs are going to be Bendy, Alex T, Scuti AV Geek, Wolbant, Leo Levo, Robin, and either Tegamek or Salted Sofa, depending on how their final match goes. Yeah, alright. Greatly done. I'm going to raid How do I raid? Raid classic Tetris. Alright, great set, y'all. GG's. Hi, Zenpro. Thanks for the restream, yeah, no problem. And we're gonna raid them now. Alright, bye guys.